Today, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's a special Christmas Day edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Going to give this time to the tailback. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Now a give right side. Callaway. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive.
Harrison Butker on.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So now it's the Packers' turn to go on offense for the first time. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of it and really want to play well for him.
The drive starts with a completion left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They'll run on first down. Moulton. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The numbers for him from a week ago: 6 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 38. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On 2nd down, it's Fowler, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
30, the ball carrier.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 3rd down, Bennett. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
On 2nd down now, it's Fowler, and he's going to get this pretty close to the first down marker at the Giants 16. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
A 7-yard pickup.
2nd and 3 from the 9.
And 3 at the 9-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. And remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the number 2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball game and say, I don't care that they're number 2. Let's go ahead and show them that we can run the ball anyway? Or do you do the best thing and throw the darn thing and try and get in the end zone?
Maybe that's wiser. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal. You did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes. You don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Looking to throw. Tucker. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
To the sideline.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And his kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as... Look at the big man rumble! And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
And he will find his man on the outside.
To number 80.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
From the gun, Bennett. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
1st and 10.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
To throw again, Tucker. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 24 yards. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 3rd down, Callaway. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Giants are able to grow their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point up and through, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now Bennett to throw on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Jenkins. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. 3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, Bennett, and that one will fall incomplete.
Bennett's pass
Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Third down and
Bennett from the gun on third down.
To this.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown.
Touchdown, New York.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. From the gun on third down. Bennett throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens.
Fourth down.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. A final shot before break. Bennett. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. So we've reached halftime here on Christmas Day as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Happy holidays to you all at home as we take you around the NFL on this 25th day of December. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And in the second quarter, it is the Eagles who are out in front. The Eagles locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. The Dolphins seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. The Steelers trying to hold on and claim victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the half will begin with a touchback. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Bennett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And who's got it? The Giants.
Quarterback is sacked. Fumble on the play.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Following the fumble recovery, Tucker, and he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Tucker's pass.
A 20-yard touchdown. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
3 at the 32-yard line.
Bennett now to throw on second down. The throw taken in by Cole. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
At the 40-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
The tackle made.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Bennett got his man complete over the middle. It's Jenkins. That one a first down pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
He's brought down.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Off the play fake. Bennett. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. And here's Bennett on 1st and 10. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Giants have it. It's picked up, and he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
Bennett's pass complete.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown.
New York. Harrison.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the
and oh, he coughed it up. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security.
After review of the play,
so good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Bennett nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback sack. A fumble.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Ball carrier.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Now Bennett to throw on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. There again is the running back as he tries.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35.
Tucker's back.
And all the way down to the 29. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 67 yards. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line. And that's where the return stops.
The Packers take over 1st and 10.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Come on out here, come get some. Come get some.
Operating from the gun, Bennett. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
Taken from just outside the 30. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape. 1st and 10. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. A big play there. 46 yards. And the Giants just continue to pour it on.
The previous play
they seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will.
Harrison Butker on for the point after.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count.
The score, Giants.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now Bennett to throw. Going to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback taken down and sacked.
So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. In this case, they were able to retain possession.
How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. Bennett throwing on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Bennett's pass.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Bennett now on 3rd down. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes.
The quarterback.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. This will be fielded at the 17.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
New York ready to go again offensively. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th.
Throwing to start the drive. Tucker trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15.
Tucker.
A big play there for the Giants. 59 yards.
59 yards.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Over the middle, complete. It's Leonard. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And here's Bennett on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete.
Bennett's pass.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, Bennett, and he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got this one complete to Fountain. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fowler. And out of bounds right around the 20.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Now Bennett looking to throw on 2nd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now Bennett to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that.
Point after, right down the middle, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Rodgers on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And this team just continues to win football games. They're well on their way to another victory here. And that 16-0 season starting to come into focus. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to loft one deep left, and that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 34 yards to gain that time. Another first down.
New York.
Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Late in the end zone. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Number 12.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Today's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Giants, they're now a win away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.